Good morning. Welcome to day one of 18,000 pulls if you've been on with me for the whole series. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, Beata. Nice to see you. It's just you and me. Beata, you're so good with the reminders and the recordings. Thank you so much. I'm so grateful. I can't do this by myself. All right, well, I know we're in a new group, new sets of pulls. People may or may not be jumping on live. So this 30 days is going to be about a world of choice and a world of freedom, about really asking and choosing what your true desire is. And I'm gonna tell a story about something that may not sound related, but can't get it out of my head. So I read a Facebook post this morning from somebody who's actually not my Facebook friend anymore. And it was a post that looked like, she was choosing the way she wants to be in the world and not choosing this way of being in the world, but really choosing this way of being in the world. And hey, Tanya. It was so interesting because it got a lot of likes. It got a lot of comments on it of people who were choosing the same thing, no longer going to be subject to the abuse of leaders and blah, blah, blah. And it made me really, really look at, and what we're talking about during this 30 days and pulling is what we truly desire. It made me look at, once again, what it is that I'm choosing and what the world and internal world and physical world that I'm choosing to create in and as the world. And when I looked at consciousness, when you look at consciousness as a possible reality, consciousness includes everything and judges nothing. It includes all your choices. It includes none of your choice. It includes all your choices. It includes your choices for limitation. It includes your choices for actual interesting point of view. It includes your choices for not interesting point of view. It includes your choices for pathetic. It includes your choices for not pathetic. It just includes everything. The earth itself includes everything. It includes the killers and the poachers and the gentle giants and the babies, and the earth includes everything and judges nothing. It doesn't try to eliminate poachers. I think probably if the earth wanted to, it could probably create a plant that ate poachers, but it doesn't. It just lets them be, and then the poachers extinct, species, and it lets us have that choice. The earth did not create itself to eliminate those of us that are destroying it. It just lets us have total choice with its resources and then responds when it does. And I wanted to invite you to look at a reality that goes beyond choosing from polarity, resisting polarity. Any reality that goes, I've seen this way of treating people and I'm choosing something different, is resisting what they've seen and then choosing something different. But a truly different choice is that none of anything is actually real. Hi, Shayna. None of anything is real. Judgment isn't real. Right and wrong isn't actually real. So then what choices will you make that will actually create the space of interesting point of view? This is where everything in your life can actually show up with ease, is when you are willing to be interesting point of view. When you are head tripping about something, when you are, going into judgment about yourself over something, you're not being interesting point of view with you. You're actually being complete and total judgment with you. When you look at something somebody says and you're like, yeah, me too. And it's not that you can't do that and I'm not, I get it. But that too is the polarity of this reality. And one of the things I've been looking at, one of my true desires, is to create a reality beyond this reality. This reality is like alignment and agreement or resistance and reaction to things. Yes, I align and agree with you. I'm now in your tribe. I'm now this thing. True choice is like, hey, what are your choices creating? And what would you like to create? That's true choice. Your choices all create something. What would you like to create? Do you want to hold in place more of the polarity of this reality just under a prettier guise? Right? It's just as more popular these days to go, I'm not taking it anymore, and I'm not having the abuse anymore, and I've seen the abuse, and I'm going to be a different blah, 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 blah. You know, getting everybody to follow you. Or do you just want to choose something different and actually be interesting point of view? Differently is, you know, once I was abused, and now I'm not going to be abused anymore. It's like you're in the same chair and you're turning from this chair over to this direction, right? That's differently. Different is like, there's no chair. It doesn't work for me that you do that anymore, and I'm going to actually move over here. But different is interesting point of view. I have this point of view. And my true desire, and this is what I want you to look at, is a reality where polarity is so irrelevant that it falls into the space of interesting point of view without a sound. What are you truly asking for? No fight, no resistance, no, oh yeah, you did this, so now I'm going to do this. Just true choice. And I get that I'm speaking about something that on the first day, it's not a basic conversation, I guess, but I don't really care. What do you have the ability to choose that literally nobody else can choose? And the thing about, you know, choices like this is that they have no solidity to them. You really can't even see them, because when things are truly an interesting point of view, you look at something like that and you're like, oh, that's interesting, and you move on, right? Choices like this don't have any fanfare to them. They don't have any angels singing. They don't create followers. They just are different. But when you be that space of different and you create as you in the world, you become a walking, talking, different possibility. When you make choices nobody else can make, you become the space of a different possibility. And my question is that something that you're asking for? And that shows up in all of your everyday moments. In the moment where you could go into finding where you're wrong and you just don't. You're just like, I know that I like to do this. I know this is my favorite choice. I'm just going to actually demand of myself that I go looking for the rightness of me. You know, this reality, this different reality where there is no right and there is no wrong and there is total choice and there's a willingness to look at what your choices create. Yeah, it's just space, like a rubber band with no rubber, no resistance. Yeah, exactly. So how many more possibilities are available to you when you choose to be space? How much more money is available to you? How many more choices do you have available to you? How many more possible futures are available to you? Would you be willing to know that you know that you know that you know without any validation from anyone ever? Ever? Would you be willing to just walk through the world knowing everything works different for you without anyone ever needing to tell you, oh yeah, you're right, it does? Or have you been walking around looking for the validation of this reality to prove that you're correct? There is no validation for what you know. There's no amount of Facebook likes or hearts or shares that can validate what you know. So what do you know that you've been refusing to know, denying that you know, pretending that you don't know, that if you would allow yourself to know it, would give you total clarity and ease? And everything that doesn't allow it, will you destroy and uncreate all that? Right, wrong, good, bad, pod, poc, all land, shorts, boys, meons. What would it be like if for this 30 days you were willing to strengthen that sense of knowing? You're good at strengthening the sense of wrongness. I've been really good at that, but I'm not choosing that anymore. I am strengthening the sense of knowing. The things that stick you have truths with lies attached. You don't have to be stuck by the lie, you just ask. It's sticky, what's the lie? That's where you start empowering you that you know. You do know. You always know. And you can choose as that knowing. And when you know that there's a possible future available to you that you haven't yet chosen, you can go, I'm having that. I don't know how it's going to show up. What choices can I make today to actualize it right away? Being, knowing, perceiving, receiving. What energy and space and consciousness can you and your bodies be to be, know, perceive, and receive? What no one else can be, know, perceive, and receive with total ease. And everything that is times a godzillion, will you destroy and create it all? Right, wrong, good, bad, pop, pop, all night, shorts, boys, and beyonds. You know the gift of polarity for me this morning is that it invites me to ask and choose what's beyond it. And what's beyond it is not articulatable. It's not cognitizable. It's not articulatable. You can't even post about it. Like, it's so good. Every single thing can be a contribution to your world if you're willing to let it. Every single thing. Abuse, unkindness, judgment, polarity, this reality, all of it can be a contribution to you, to inviting you to look at what you'd like to choose. Does that make you righter than anybody else? Nope. It just makes you different. Are you willing to be as different as you truly be? Would you be willing to be the space you could truly choose to be, the consciousness you could truly choose to be, the energy you could truly choose to be? Would you be willing to be the judgment you see? I'll end with a funny story and then we'll pull. So I was watching Kung Fu Panda, I think, number 3 last night. So you guys know Po, the panda. Okay, so Po's been on a bit of an adventure over these last 2 or 3 movies, and in movie number 3, it's kind of the pin. You know how they do these trio of movies, right? So Po the panda is discovering that he's part of a family of pandas who harness chi. Chi is the life force of all that is. It's the energy that is. And so, the storyline goes through the thing, and by the end of it, the only way that Po can defeat this ultimate enemy is if he taps into the capacities and the being that he really is. And of course, he almost doesn't, and then he does. And the way he defeats this bad guy, this big ox with like green things, is he bees all that he is, and then he like into the bad guy and goes inside him and explodes him with energy from the inside out. And it just was such a fucking poignant example of what we actually have available to us if we're willing to be all that we are. So what would it be like to be willing to be everything that you are, everything you've decided you can never be, everything that you won't ever be, and actually just be all of it and have everything that you'd truly like to have as your life and as the planet that you'd like to live on. So if you want to, close your eyes right now and let everything be a contribution, the background noise, the people around you, the not people around you, the traffic noise, the baby noise, the sleeping beside you. Let all of it just lower all your barriers and receive everything. And I want you to tap into what it is you'd like to have as your life, the ease that you'd like to have as your life. Include in that sense money. Include in that sense the people that you would like to hang around most of all. The energies that everybody adds an energy to your life. Add the people that add the energies you'd like to have. More joy, more interest, more laughter. And I want you to get a sense of what the planet would be like as the planet you create. Would it have more judgment and polarity? Would it have more space? And what is the future that you are demanding that you become a part of? creating on the planet? Is it a future of more judgment, of the right and wrong of how you treat people, or of total choice, or something else? And I want you to lower all your barriers even more and pull all the energy of the universe into that. Just pull from all over the universe. This reality, I'm having this, I am this. And even that has no significance. Pull, 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 pull. Let little trickles go back to everybody who's going to contribute to making this a reality on planet Earth. Who's going to contribute to you, help you, support you, use you, whatever it takes. What energy, space, and consciousness can you and your body be to create a reality beyond this reality with total ease? All right, this set of pulls will be very different. I'm excited you're joining me for the journey, and I will see you guys tomorrow.